fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo Silver, the Lone Ranger. With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early western United States. Nowhere in the pages of history can one find a greater champion of justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Whoa, Silver! Let's go, big fellow! I'm Silver! Away!
One of the finest lawmen in Texas rode fearlessly into Jackson's Gap. He followed the trail of the Coogan gang. He knew that all 6 killers were somewhere ahead, but he didn't know that they had doubled back to ambush him.
I've got him.
Joe, you take his horse.
Bring his horse along with us.
I got it.
All right, get going, boys. Let's get out of here. Get up
It was half a day before the dead man was found. And then it was the Lone Ranger and Tonto who found him.
Dead. Him here maybe half day.
He didn't have a chance. They ambushed him.
You know this fella?
Yes, Tonto. His name was Forsyth. Dale Forsyth. He was trying to run down Ace Coogan's gang of horse thieves and killers.
Him long way from Ranger headquarters.
Yes, he's been after Coogan for the last 2 months.
And what we do? We take him to headquarters?
No, we're going to bury him right here, Tonto.
Oh.
If we report to headquarters and another Texas Ranger comes here to pick up the trail, 2 weeks will be lost.
That's right.
By that time, Coogan could get so far away he'd never be found.
We go after Coogan?
Yes. But carry on for Dale.
There's 6, maybe 7 killer in Coogan gang.
Yes, I know that. Dale was alone, but he was ready to meet them. There are 2 of us. Get my blanket, Tonto. I'll wrap it around Dale while you unpack the spade.
From the top of the canyon, some distance away, a pair of evil, bloodshot eyes watched through powerful binoculars while the Lone Ranger and Tonto dug a grave. As the work neared completion, the observer slipped away. An hour later, he was in camp reporting to Ace Coogan.
One of them was an Indian.
What about the other?
I couldn't figure him out.
What do you mean?
He wore a mask on his face.
Yeah. How about his horse?
A big one, fine looking, pure white.
Doggone.
Oh, what's the matter?
That's what I was afraid you'd say, a white horse. Of all the cussed luck.
Well, I don't savvy, Coogan.
Well, do you know the masked man?
I know who you're talking about.
Who is he, Coogan?
It was bad enough for the Texas Ranger on our trail. Now it's even worse. Now it's the Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger.
Great day, I never thought of him.
Well, you'll think about him from now on. You'll think of plenty about him.
We better make tracks for the border.
That's the ticket, Coogan. Let's get into Mexico.
It's just what you and about 99 others out of 100 would think of doing.
Oh, what's wrong with it?
It's just what the Lone Ranger is going to be made to think we've done. If we can make him and everyone else think we've cleared out of this country, we'll be safe.
How can we make him think that without actually doing it?
We'll hole up somewhere. And I know just the place. Boys, we can live on the fat of the land with a woman's cooking and a good roof over our head.
Now you're talking.
Where is this place?
It's the Rock and J Ranch. Used to be a fair outfit, but now it's pretty run down. It's a big house, good buildings for the horses. No one around the place but an old stove-in galoot and a woman. And the kid, 12 or 14.
No cowhands?
Not a one. Just the old man who used to be a foreman. Hey, boys. The rest of you come over here.
Oh, wait till we finish this deal.
Put them cards away and saddle up. We're setting out for the Rock and J.
After the death of her husband, Mary Jackson had found it increasingly hard to keep going on a ranch. Old Hank, who had been top hand since better days, had stayed on when all the other cowhands had left. He toiled from dawn to late at night, and whenever he had a spare moment, he tried to help 12-year-old Billy overcome a haunting fear of horses.
Now, just take this handful of hay, Billy, and feed it to the roan.
Hank, I don't want to.
Oh, come on, lad. Let me take your hand. Now, just suppose the horse was starving for food. You wouldn't stand there with a handful of hay and not give it to him, would you?
I don't like horses.
Oh, come on now. Just step forward. That's it. Hold out the hay. And let him get it. That's the ticket. Oh, you dropped it.
I gave it to him. He's eating it. Now let me go.
Billy, let your Uncle Hank tell you something. I can savvy how you feel about horses. I reckon I'd feel the same way if I'd have seen a crazy outlaw horse kill my pappy like you did.
I want to go to the house.
Billy, there's good and bad horses just the same as there's good and bad men. Suppose it had been an outlaw that had killed your pa. You wouldn't be afraid of all men on account of it, would you?
I don't know.
Sure you know. You wouldn't be afraid of me, would you?
No, I guess not.
Well, it's the same thing. That roan horse has known you just as long as I have. He was around here when you was born. He's your friend, Billy, same as me. Why, he's one of the family. You can't be afraid of old Red.
I don't want anything to do with horses.
But you got to, Billy. You just got to. That's all there is to it. You got to learn to ride. Now, let's try sit in the saddle. I'll lift you up.
No, Hank, please.
Steady, son, steady. You don't want your ma to see you acting like a coward. I'll just put you in the saddle and you just sit there. Old Red won't move. No. You see how steady he is?
Oh, all right.
That's the stuff. Your ma's over there in the house a-watching. She'll be mighty proud.
He moved.
Oh, well, he's just shifting his weight, that's all. Now, ain't that saddle comfortable? Take a hold of the reins. That's the ticket.
Lift me down.
In a minute, Billy. Sit right up straight so you don't lean on me. See if you can sit there without being held.
Don't go away.
I'll be right here. Hey, you're doing fine. You see how old Red stands there? He's downright glad to have you in the saddle. Yes, sirree. Now stay there and let me stand back and see how you look. By golly, your ma'll be proud of you. You look just like the Lone Ranger sitting there in the saddle.
Hank, I'm sliding off.
Just get your foot in the stirrup. You won't slide off.
Hank, I'm going to fall.
Oh, hold on.
Help me. Get me away from him. He's trying to kill me.
Steady there now, Billy. You're all right. Now, let me pick you up.
He tried to kill me.
No such thing, Billy. You slid off the saddle because your feet weren't in the stirrups. You didn't fall hard.
He tried to trample me. He tried to kill me just the same way Pop was killed.
Nothing of the sort.
I saw him. I saw his horse.
Well, he just moved back so as to get away from you, that's all, Billy. Old Red wouldn't hurt you.
He threw me.
No.
He'd have trampled me if you wouldn't have been here. He'd have killed me.
Now, take it easy, lad. Well, we'll quit for today. We'll try again tomorrow.
No. I'll never get near another horse. I've got to take care of Ma. I can't let a horse kill me.
Uh-oh. Here's the supper bell. Let's forget horses for now and go see what your ma's got for supper. The boy'll be in as soon as he's done washing his face, Mrs. Jackson.
All right, Hank. I saw him fall off the roan.
I don't know what we're going to do with the lad, ma'am. Seeing his pa killed by that ugly outlaw horse has done something to him.
I know it.
Poor little critter's so downright afraid of horses that he just trembles from head to toe when he gets near one.
Hank, we've got to get him to overcome that fear.
Oh, if he could only look on a horse as a friend. He thinks that every one of them is just a-waiting for a chance to trample him.
He's coming in, Hank. Don't say any more about it.
Hmm.
Supper's ready, Billy. You and Hank sit down.
Well, smells like good eating tonight, eh, Billy?
Uh-huh. Mom, there's some horsemen just riding up.
There is?
6 of them. You can see them out that window.
I'll take a look.
Who are they? Do you know, Hank?
Had read 'em. Couple of them are looking in the bunkhouse,
They are?
snooping around. What's their idea, I want to know.
2 of them are coming to the porch.
I'll send them a kiting on the way. They ain't no right to snoop around like that. Let me open the door, ma'am.
Howdy.
See here, mister, if you want to look in our bunkhouse, you just ask.
Take it easy, old timer.
No one there, Coogan.
Who you looking for?
My pal says the bunkhouse ain't being used.
What's it to you?
You got any cowhands around here?
What about it?
Look, mister, if you and your partners are looking for jobs, you've come to the wrong place. We can't hire any help.
No, ma'am. We ain't looking for jobs. Oh, Pete! You and Larry put the horses in the barn, then come to the house.
Of all the consarn nerve.
Take it easy, and no one will get hurt. Come on in, boys.
Now, you see here.
That cooking smells first rate. Looks like we're just about in time, huh?
If you want something to eat,
We
why,
found
we'll
it. Dish it up, Mrs. Jackson. Sit down, boys. I'll deal with these folks.
First rate place, Coogan.
This here's gone far enough.
Shut up.
Draw my gun.
Now, listen to me, old goat. There's a few things you've got to get straight.
If this is a holdup.
It's no hold-up. Me and the boys got to have a place where we can stay, and this is it. We'll be here for a few weeks. You'll have to make the best of it.
A few weeks.
I shan't have it.
Why, then you can't do it.
Next time you get cantankerous, I'll slap you with a gun barrel. Boys, search this house for weapons. Now, just so as you're savvy what's what, I'll tell you a few things, Mrs. Jackson. We're dodging the law. Gotta have a hideout.
Dodging the law.
We aim to stay here and keep out of sight. You and the old man will go about your business the same as usual. Only don't try to turn us in, because every move you make will be watched.
You polecats can't get away with this.
We'll get away with it.
Why does the law want you?
Maybe if you know a little more about us, you'll realize we mean business. The law wants us for horse stealing and murder.
Murder?
One of the men we killed was a Texas Ranger.
Great day.
We don't want any more killing, but we're ready for a showdown fight if it's called for.
But look here. If it's the Texas Rangers that are after you, they'll sure as blazes come here.
I said we'd fight if it's necessary. If anyone finds us here, it'll be a finish fight.
Do you know if Rangers are on your trail?
We know that there's one man on our trail. He's known as the Lone Ranger. If he comes here, he'll have to get all 6 of us. Because if he don't, we'll get him.
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger story. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments. to continue our story. The Lone Ranger and Tonto had made slow progress following the trail of the Coogan gang. For several days, their combined skill had been needed to find faint traces on sun-baked ground. Then, when they reached lush grassland on the open range, they lost the tracks completely. Hours of search proved useless.
It's no use, Tonto. Too many tracks on this range.
Tracks of plenty horse as well as steer.
Coogan is shrewd. Now I know why Dale Forsythe spent 2 months on his trail without catching him.
Maybe we try other way to find gang.
They're going to make inquiries at every ranch. Coogan can't go on forever without being seen by someone. Sooner or later, we'll get a fresh start on his trail.
Kimasabi.
Yes?
Meet the ranch house over there in Valley.
All right, we'll start there. Come on, Silver.
Get him up, Scout.
The Lone Ranger and Tonto found their new method as discouraging as following the trail. They made inquiries at ranch after ranch without success, but they kept on. In the meantime, the Coogan gang was quite at home in Mary Jackson's house on the Rocking J. Old Hank was accompanied by a member of the gang who was unknown to the law when he went to town for supplies. He was watched when he went about the chores. Billy and his mother were kept inside the house under constant guard. Both knew that they had no choice but blind obedience.
Come over here to the window, Coogan.
What's up?
You too, Scar. Take a look out there. Look who's riding toward the house. See that white horse in the paint?
Yeah.
Hey, those are the same ones. Coogan, that's the masked man I told you about. The one that buried the
That's
ranger.
what I thought.
The Lone Ranger, huh?
Is that the
Get
one?
away from this window.
Billy, come here with me.
All the men inside the house.
Yeah, they're in the other room.
What'll we do, Coogan?
You, what do you think we'll do? This is a chance we've been waiting for. This is our chance to get rid of that Lone Ranger.
No.
Keep that kid quiet, or I'll keep him quiet.
Bring here, boys, and bring your guns.
Boys, we're going to get the Lone Ranger.
You give us the word to open fire.
Now let him get inside the house. The kid can open the door for him.
Hold on, Coogan. This is going too
Shut
far.
up.
I won't do it. You ain't going to make Billy help in your murders.
Go away.
You
You old...
No.
Oh, Mom, Hank's knocked down.
Oh, you beast. That wasn't necessary.
Get back and mind your business.
Let me see how badly he's
Get
hurt.
back.
You heard what Coogan said. Get back there if you don't want your boy to get hurt.
Come here, kid. Now, look. You'd open the door when that masked man gets to the porch. Let him in, Sebby.
I won't do it.
Don't talk like a fool. You wouldn't want to see your ma stop a bullet, would you?
Reined up by the side of the porch.
All right. Open the door, Billy. Act surprised at the sight of the masked man, see him? Find out what he wants. If he wants to step inside, let him. You boys stand by the windows, but don't let yourselves be seen.
Right.
All right.
Go ahead, Billy. Open the door.
All right, I'll open it.
Remember what I told you.
Come on, Ma, run for it. Help, Coogan gang, help.
Get down low.
Help us.
Get him back, Tonto. Back around the corner.
This way.
Confound it! Why'd all you dumb glutes stand around and let the kid get away?
I was watching out the window.
Well, you were here with the rest of us. Why didn't you do something, Coogan?
I'd say.
I was watching the woman. For a minute, I thought she'd make a run for it, too. Hey, where is she?
Right over there in the corner.
Oh,
We gotta get that masked man.
right now he's out of range around the corner of the house.
We're gonna have a look. Hey, you brushed me awful close with them bullets.
He's watching us, all right.
All right. Scar, come over to the other side of the room. Go out the open window. Circle the house and get him. You, close in from the
Now,
rear.
hold on, Coogan. The Redskins with him.
I'll take care of the redskin. I'm going with you.
Oh.
You boys keep an eye on things. Don't let the old man or the woman get away. Get out this window, Scar. Confound it all.
Hey, they've split. One's watching this side of the house. Coogan, they got us trapped here.
I'll fix him. I'll get them two if it's the last thing I do.
And if one of them goes for help, we're licked. The Lord coming
Don't
for
be a
us.
fool. If one goes for help, it means one side of the house ain't watched. Then we can get out.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Coogan, how long are we going to be trapped in here?
Just wait till it gets dark. That's all.
While Tonto watched one side of the house, the Lone Ranger kept a sharp eye on the other. Billy was with the masked man.
As long as we stay here, they can't hit us unless they leave the house.
But what about Mom? She's inside the house, and so's Hank. Those crooks might kill him.
We're not going to think about that, Billy. We're going to get Coogan and his pals and put them where they belong.
But how?
You've got to ride to town and get the sheriff and some deputies.
I'll run to town.
Run?
Yes, I can't ride a horse. Not anymore.
What do you mean?
I can't do it, that's all. I'll go on foot.
You can't do that. It's too far. They've got to close in on those crooks before dark. We can't watch the doors and windows after dark.
I can shoot a gun. Maybe if I stay here, you can ride.
No, that won't do.
Or your Indian friend.
If Tonto or I leave, those crooks will get out. Haven't you ever ridden a horse, Billy?
Yes, sir. I did until...
Until what?
Until I saw Dad killed, tramped on, by a horse.
Oh, I see.
Ever since then, I've been afraid. I don't know what makes me this way. Whenever I try to ride, I get all shaky, and I can't do it, that's all.
Come over here, Billy. Keep over this way so those crooks can't take a shot at us.
Please, let me try to get to town on foot.
Billy, this is Tonto's horse. His name is Scout.
I've heard about Scout and Silver.
Scout and Silver feel the same as we do about outlaws.
Huh?
Scout hates outlaw horses just about as much as you and I hate men who are outlaws. Don't you, Scout?
Why, he seemed to know what you said.
Some horses understand a lot more than we realize. Look at Silver watching us. He gets a little jealous if I pay attention to Scout. Don't you, Silver?
Golly, he nodded his head.
Horses are like people, Billy. Good ones and bad ones. I'll bet if Scout and Silver had been around when that outlaw killed your father, they'd have fought with him.
I bet they would. Do you think I could pet Scout's nose?
Try it.
Hello, Scout. Nice fellow.
I guess he thinks you're all right, Billy. He won't let many people do that.
He seems to like to have his nose rubbed.
Billy, do you think Scout is as dangerous to you as those crooks inside the house?
Gosh, no.
Your mother needs help, Billy. You've got to save her life. Get in that saddle and ride for the sheriff. You're not afraid of Scout. You're not afraid of any other horse. Not when your mother's life is at stake.
Will you help me get up?
Put your foot in the stirrup. Here. That's it. Now grab the pommel and swing up.
There.
That's it. Now you and Scout are partners. Billy, that horse would lay down his life to help you. Just remember that. He's your friend, and he's going to help you save your mother.
I'm not afraid.
Say that again.
I'm not afraid.
That's the stuff. Now you're the boss. Tell Scout what you want.
Get up, Scout. Get up.
An hour passed, and then another. From time to time, a gun barked as one of the outlaws made an experimental effort to leave the house. Then the gathering darkness made it increasingly hard for the Lone Ranger and Tonto to watch the house. Coogan called his men together.
Boys, we know it's a kid that rode away. We've got to get out of here before he comes back with lawmen enough to close in on us.
You said you had a scheme that'd work when it got dark.
Joe, make sure that old man and the woman are tied good and tight and well gagged.
They are.
Scar, here's one of Mrs. Jackson's skirts. Get into it. Pull that shawl over your head.
Yeah, I don't savvy.
We're going out that door. With you fixed so as a masked man might mistake you for the woman. He'll hold his fire until he's sure. By that time, we'll be out of the house where we can fire back at him.
Yeah, he won't be fooled for very long. Not even in the dark.
Won't have to be. All we need is a chance to get off the porch, and we can open fire on him.
He's a dead shot, Coogan.
All right. Maybe some of us will get hit. We gotta take the chance. If we stay here, we'll all be trapped.
Yeah, I'm ready.
We're coming out, Misty. We got Mrs. Jackson with us. You shoot, you're likely to kill her. Keep square between us and him.
Hold on. There you are.
Let him have it.
Over there, back of the rock. Well, give it to him.
Spread out. Get cover at four left. Three of you, watch the other side. Get the redskin.
Oh, my shoulder.
Don't show so much of yourself. Keep back at cover.
I see where the redskin is.
And nail the critter.
There they are.
Wait, the sheriff.
Hey, get back to the house.
No, you don't. Just try for the house, and I'll drop you in your tracks.
Oh, Billy, I'm so proud of you.
You have reason to be proud, Mrs. Jackson. Real courage is needed to do a thing that you're afraid to do.
And you rode that horse, Billy. Doggone.
Gosh, Hank, I'll never be afraid of another horse.
Yeah.
Why, they're just like good friends.
Well, we got the crooks all hog-tied and handcuffed. Why, Juniper, there's a tidy sum in rewards for those critters.
Sheriff, tell Billy how much you'll have coming to him in rewards.
Well, sir, there's 3,000 I know of for Coogan himself. Might be more.
3,000?
Then there's a couple of thousand for Joe, same for Scar.
But, Sheriff, wait a minute. That masked man should have the reward.
I reckon, Mary, he means for you and Billy to have 'em. The Lone Ranger don't take rewards.
The story you have just heard is a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated.